Now let's do a quick refresher of the tiers. Okay, so your B tier are going to be brawlers that are map and comp dependent. These are the brawlers that I don't really recommend playing with randoms. They are definitely the best to play with teams. A tier brawlers are ones that are great on most maps and even in most team comps. They're okay to play with randoms, but even better than that is going to be your S tier brawlers, which are excellent on almost every single map with almost any other comp. And these are the best options to play if you are going to be jumping into that solo queue and playing with randoms. Brawlers that are not shown are not considered competitive for a specific game mode, and this is based on a competitive meta. So if you are lower in the trophies, this will be incredibly helpful for you, but do understand and recognize that the meta might be slightly different than what you're used to seeing, because not all new players have all of the brawlers to play with. For the solo showdown tier list, we have Leon starting out in the S tier, Pam moving from the A tier into the S tier, Bull moving from the B tier up into the A tier, and Daryl moving all the way from the non-ranked position up into the A tier. Barley, Dynamite, Bo, and Tara are all moving from the A tier down into the B tier, and being removed from the showdown tier list is going to be Frank, Penny, Poco, and Ricochet. Leon's up at the top, guys. Golden S tier brawler starting off hot in solo showdown, where Leon really seems to be the king. One of the biggest reasons to use Leon in solo showdown right now is the fact that he can single-handedly take care of teams, which is something that very few other brawlers can actually do. In fact, this has greatly impacted the meta, where way fewer people are willing to team on solo showdown in the competitive meta, which for you new players, please don't team. It's ruined solo showdown for so many people. It might seem like a fun idea at the start, but it's not worth it, guys. Pam is moving up into the S tier for solo showdown. Her increased HP due to the recent buff has made her a lot more viable, and she's one of the few brawlers that can actually stand alone against a Leon. With less teaming being prevalent in here, Bull, Daryl, and El Primo, the tanks, are starting to see a lot more use in solo showdown. Not only are these brawlers some of the only brawlers that can actually handle a Leon one-on-one, but the fact that there aren't teams of 2 or 3 people trying to chase them out and to take them out has made them way more viable. Shelly is also moving up into the A tier as a very good counter against these tanks. Barley and Dynamite are moving down into the B tier because Leon does such a great job at countering them. There's just very little that they can do. His fast move speed makes it hard for them to hit them, and when he goes invisible, all they can do is just try to run away. They are still good on some maps like Hot Maze, but other than that, they're a lot less competitive than they used to be. With teaming being less prevalent, and because Leon does a good job at countering Bo, Bo is also moving down into the B tier, where he is only good on very specific maps that have a lot of grass. With Tara's recent nerf, she's also being moved down to the B tier, where she's able to use her super a little bit less frequently, and her severe inability to deal with an enemy Leon. Frank and Poco are both being removed from the competitive solo showdown tier list because now that teaming is a lot less prevalent, they definitely are not very competitive. Penny's being removed because her nerf just made her a lot less consistent, and there's very little that she can do against an enemy Leon. And Ricochet is being removed as well because of his very low survivability. Now it is time for the duo showdown competitive tier list. Once again, Leon is starting in the golden S tier position, and Pam is moving from the B tier up into the S tier. Moving from the S tier, we have both Barley and Dynamite going down into the A tier, and then Daryl is moving from the non-ranked position all the way up into the A tier, and Jesse is moving from the B tier up into the A tier. In the B tier, we have Poco going from the S tier down into the B tier, and Frank and Mortis both going from the A tier into the B tier. And being removed from the competitive duo showdown tier list is going to be Nita and Penny. I don't really feel like I need to talk about why Leon is so great in duo showdown. Does a great job at pairing with a lot of different brawlers for very similar reasons as to why Pam was in the S tier for solo showdown. She's also being moved up into the duo showdown, where her turret can actually now help heal teammates, which is very beneficial. Barley and Dynamite are both moving down into the A tier because they just do not hold very good of a candle against Leon. He's so prevalent that they're just not as good as they used to be. Daryl used to just not be a very good option in duo showdown, but now he's just very fun, a lot more viable than he used to be. Jesse's also moving up because of her ability to use her faster reload speed to actually deal more damage and keep her turret up for a longer period of time. Frank and Poco are both being moved down into the B tier because of their lower damage per second ability, and Mortis is being moved down into the B tier simply because the throwers are a lot less prevalent than they used to be, and there are better counters to those throwers. And Leon does such a great job at countering Mortis, so he's just not quite as good. Nita's being removed from the competitive duo showdown tier list because of her very low DPS, and due to Penny's recent balance changes, she's also being removed from the competitive tier list.